bout on the card is scheduled for 3 2-minute rounds in the lightweight division under Muay Thai rules. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, making his way to the cage, please welcome Jeff Wilton.
All right, fight fans, true punchy kicky time. Jeff Wilton coming to the cage for this, our first Muay Thai bout of the evening. Going to see a lot more clinching being allowed. Prolonged time within the clinch will be allowed. Elbow strikes going to be utilized. And this in the 132-pound weight class. So a lot of speed, a lot of technique going to be displayed by both these fighters.
And his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, please welcome to the cage, Oscar Ramos.
Dmitri Ramos into the cage next in this Muay Thai fight. Tail of the tape lets us know Mr. Wilton out of Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, representing Fortin. He's 23 years old, 5'7", so the fighters are even in height. They both made the 132-pound cutoff. 1-0 is the record for Mr. Wilton. And Mr. Ramos, he's just a little bit younger at 21 and a little bit of an experience in advantage at 2-1. Both fighters listing their styles as Muay Thai, so they've been putting in their time in the gym, working the striking, all for our entertainment.
Ladies and gentlemen, this lightweight Muay Thai bout is scheduled for 3 2-minute rounds and is presented by Sparta Sports and Entertainment. Let's meet the fighters. First, fighting out of the red corner. He stands 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing in at 131.2 pounds. He is representing Forza Combat Sports, and he fights out of Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. Introducing Jeff El Jefe Wilton. And his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. He stands 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing in at 132.2 pounds. He is representing Easton Muay Thai, and he fights out of Denver, Colorado, representing Oscar Ramos.
All right, gentlemen, we went over the rules earlier. I expect a clean, fair fight. listen to me at all times and protect yourself at all times. Let's touch gloves and get after it.
Another round of Colorado versus Oklahoma. The Colorado fighter Ramos represents Easton. He's wearing the blue elbow pads. Facing off against Wilton, who's representing Forza out of Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. He's wearing the red elbow pad. So with those elbow pads being mentioned, yes, Muay Thai, yes, elbows are allowed. Both fighters taking a very classic Muay Thai stance. Elbows up a little bit, hands in front. Traditional Muay Thai. They like to perform more with the kicks. The feeling being, obviously, that the kicks have more power, can do more damage. Good fast-paced start. Wilton doing a nice job keeping his guard high. Ramos mixing the levels of his strikes. Nice inside low kick shown by Wilton. Already reddening up the inside of the leg of Ramos. Is that just one kick? Ramos finds success with the teep. Pace is slow just the tiniest bit. But what I like about the fact that the pace is slowed is so that each fighter can be more technically precise. Corner Ramos calling for him to measure, meaning they want him to manage the distance, have his opponent out on the end of the strikes. Again, working low is Wilton with that kick. Seems to have found a target that he enjoys. 10-second clacker sounded. Looks like we're going to get to see the cornerman enter the cage for, I believe, the first time this evening. And there we go, end of round one. Both fighters looking very calm. Couple of deep breaths. Nobody more winded than you would think that they should be at this point in the fight. Nice pace kept up throughout round number one. Corner Ramos signaling they want a little more rotation on everything that he throws. Check out the replay here. Ramos throwing his techniques at different levels, working everything from basically the calves to the ears, and finding some success right there was Ramos. Wilton looks calm and prepared coming up off of his stool. Start round number two. Referee Tom Johnson, third in the cage. Lock the door and away we go. Again with that very fast pace. Ramos meets him and has an answer for it by way of a really stiff jab. Good knee strike up the middle shown by Ramos. Haven't seen hardly, if any, clinching action yet in this fight. Both guys willing to work their strikes at a distance. Powerful kicks by these fighters. Ramos moving backward for his defensive footwork and then immediately willing to step forward, engage again, and a couple of elbows landed by Ramos. Now we get a little bit of clinch work action. Little twitch of the body for the feint shown by Ramos. Make Wilton wonder what might be coming next. And again, good job with the fakes by Ramos. Wilton back against the cage momentarily. Takes a couple of stinging shots, and then a hard thudding body kick lands well for Ramos. Ramos listening to his corner, doing a nice job managing the distance. Of course, one of the beautiful things about Muay Thai is you have techniques available at all distances, but they're specifically wanting him to stay on the outside, and he is doing that and landing with good proficiency. Nice round two. Fight fans, we're going to get treated to a third. And checking it out here on the replay, Ramos pressuring forward, does a good job again, mixing his strikes, shows the hands high, throws to the body, then puts the hands down to the body and back up to the head. Wilton came out really fast in round number one to start, but faded a bit as the round went, and Ramos had good success towards the latter, probably 2/3 of the round. Fighters into their neutral corners, get the cage door locked. Here we go, round number three. Good high kick to open for Wilton. Ramos had his guard in place, thankfully for him. Oh, and another high shot lands for Ramos. Ramos working the teep kick, managing that distance beautifully, just like his corners asked him. Wilton had worked that low kick to the inside of the lead leg early on and goes back to it now, but might be a little too much, a little too late. A lot of times that's a strike you use to cause damage to slow down your opponent, and there is no slowing down of Ramos right here. Again, I talked about having weapons within all ranges, and there was some beautiful knee strikes thrown there by Ramos. Managing that clinch very well. And again, going up high as Ramos with the head kick. Even though Wilton had his hand up to block it, it still kind of rocked his head around a little bit. And again, even though the kick is blocked, it still snaps the head around of Wilton. Wilton, knowing that he might be a little bit behind, pressuring forward, doing the right things to try to get himself back on track. Digs a nice shot to the body, does Wilton. And again, deep breath by Wilton as Ramos pressures forward now. Tried to set up the elbow, did Ramos. Wilton managed it nicely, brushed it aside. Nice kick to the body shown by Ramos. Wilton answers well with the kick of his own. 10-second clacker sounded. See if anybody can put a real definitive stamp on the end of the round here. Judges are going to earn their money, fight fans. Wilton takes to the floor for a moment to try to kind of catch his breath, and Ramos able to have enough post-fight energy to walk himself around the cage. Good showing by both these fighters. A lot of exciting action. They both kept a really nice pace. Might have been a case a little bit of the Forza fighter coming up from Oklahoma, fighting off the altitude, having to go into a 3-round fight with the Colorado fighter who's used to this altitude. Pretty much a lateral drive from Colorado to Wyoming. And checking out the replay here, Ramos got a knockdown as Wilton had his feet tangled up, and it was because he threw a nice head kick and goes in and throws a couple of nice chopping elbows. Actually, 2 elbow strikes. Nice variety of elbow strikes there. Two very distinctively separate techniques shown by Ramos, and we're going to go ahead and take it up to Big Mo because he has the official judge's word.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 full rounds, we go to the judges' scorecard for an official decision. Our first and second judge scored about 30-27, while our third judge scores at 29-28, declaring your winner by unanimous decision, Dmitri Ramos.
Congratulations, Mr. Ramos goes home with the victory for the Easton Fight Team.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm joined here by Dmitri. Dmitri, first and foremost, congratulations. How does it feel to pick up the dub?
Feels really good, man. I've been working my ass off for this, but it's only the beginning, man.
Now, with that work, getting prepped for camp, what was preparation like? How did camp go?
Still a lot of training, man. Staying disciplined. I got the best fucking coaches in the world. You know, I can't thank them enough. My teammates, I know you guys are out there in the crowd. Thank you so much. You guys are what makes me the fighter I am, guys. Thank you.
Now, you mentioned your teammates. You mentioned your coaches. Obviously, coming from Easton, that's a great pedigree and a roster to compete with. What does competing against that type of roster do for your game?
Oh, man, it's levels, man. I got, countless amount of teammates that are levels above better than me, and they care about us as a family, bringing everyone up. That's the culture, man. Team Easton.
Now, moving forward in your career, participate in Muay Thai tonight. Do you specialize in Muay Thai? Are you looking to branch out in other forms of combat?
I don't know, man. It's a good question. I actually started with jiu-jitsu, wrestling. I have a grappling background. You couldn't tell my little ugly ass ears. But, man, I love Muay Thai, falling in love with it as a sport. I'm just going to keep on going as far as I can with it.
Well, I can speak for all of us when I say that we're excited to watch you keep on going. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time for your winner, Dmitri Ramos.